Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan. Just move my water out of the way so I don't hit it. Thanks for joining me today. We are going to look at the Balvenie Doublewood 12-year. Picked this up for $58.09 here locally. Wife had it out at the rib and chop one time and was like, oh man, that's really good. And we kind of talked about it, and we've seen it for, in the mid 60s for prices, kind of other places we've gone. I knew that I could get it for like in the low 50s, 54 maybe, something like that, at the Total Wine down in Denver, but my wife and I always talk like, well, when are we actually going to go down there? We haven't made any plans for it. It's been 6-8 months. So I was like, screw it. We'll just buy it. $58. What's $4? You spend 100 times as much as that in fuel just going to Denver and back. So pick this up. Single malt Balvenie Doublewood means that it is aged in a whiskey oak, and then they age it in sherry, does it say? Further maturation in European oak sherry casks increases complexity, brings fruited honey, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. It's ringing in at 43%, 86 proof. 12 years old. I don't think we need to get into anything more than let's open her up and get into it. So the other Balvenie that we have the Week of Pete somewhere, I believe. This one maybe? Oh, that's Port Charlotte. So, yes, here we go. We have the Balvenie, the Week of Pete. That's the other Balvenie that I have reviewed if you go back through our videos. And for those of you wondering, I do not wear a lapel mic. I have a mic down here on in my mats there. So when I move around, the audio, changes because it's not directional or anything like that. So I'm guessing when I went below the bar here, my audio probably changed a little bit, but that's okay. We're not gonna get too hung up on these things. Let's see, Balvenie, I believe, is a Speyside distillery. Trying to find it quickly. Sole distribution, William Grant and Sons. Okay. Well, this says Warehouse 24 in the Balvenie community for whiskey enthusiasm who wants to delve a little deeper into the world of whiskey, yada yada, blah blah blah. Pretty sure it's a Speyside distillery. The Week of Pete, that whiskey is, I believe, the only one that they peat, because the whole backstory, at least on the bottle, is that for 1 week a year, the distillery is kind of shut down, whatever, and then the distiller wanted to do a peat run, and because they normally do non-peated stuff, he got this week kind of to himself in order to do these runs, and so it became a thing, and they kept it going. So should, I believe, not be peated, but you never know, because again, I don't ever get into these things ahead of time. But double oaked, 2 different casks, sherry cask finish. As I just got done, last video was just the Dalwhinnie. Boy, I'm having trouble speaking today. The Dalwhinnie Distillers Edition, which was a finished whiskey. Also a finished whiskey. Like I said, big fans. Same, very similar kind of nose, very same thing on the nose, where you get a really nice, rich butterscotch, and then that's immediately followed by some nice dark fruits, specifically that raisin note to me. Now, to me, I say raisin, but it's actually a plum. And you probably won't get this reference unless you've experienced the same thing. But when I was in college, went to Croatia, and most of the hotels that we were staying at would meet you or greet the bus anyways, with a spread where they had meats and cheeses and stuff like that. And then they had drinks poured already when you'd walk in the door, and it was Slivovitz, which if you're not aware of what that is, it's a Slavic drink that it's basically brandy made from plum, but it tends to sit at a much higher proof than what you think of brandy as. It's golly, I had to guess somewhere between 50 and 120, or sorry, 50, 60 proof or percent ABV. Boy, just having all sorts of trouble today. 50 or 60% between 100 and 120 proof, if I had to guess. It was very, very potent stuff. As far as flavor, it didn't have a whole lot to it. It was clear and unaged. And in the bottom of the cup, they always put a prune. And then they would put it over the top of it. And so to me, when I say raisin, I mean, most of us have opened a bag of raisins or a canister of raisins at some point. So that's probably the closest thing that most people can relate to. But for me, it's really that smell because you got the alcohol from the Slivovitz and also that prune, that dark fruit sitting in there. And then, of course, when you eat the prune, you get a very different set of flavor and nosy notes kind of in the back of your nose and doing that retronasal thing. So for me, sherry casks kind of bring forward that nose. So long-winded explanation on all that. But yeah, just those dark fruits, dark dried fruits, honeys, and butterscotch. And then ethanol. And again, once again, that earthy peatiness, not smoke at all, just earthy peat. What it smells like to me. So, and that's always on the very back end. It's kind of like when you drink a bourbon, you get that black pepper finish in the taste, like the last thing that comes out. That's what the noses are doing when I'm mentioning these earthy peat notes. Is like it's always on the back end. It's kind of that mix of a sour earthiness, sour maltiness, a little bit of a funk. But yeah, I to me it smells like peat, smells like a swamp. So there you go. Dark fruits, lovely sweet butterscotches, honeys, and a little bit of earthiness in there. And the color, I don't know if you picked that up, kind of looks like brandy. It's a little bit burgundy, has a nice reddish hue to it. And on the taste, ooh, taste, if you like sweet, bottles for you. Very forward, very sweet raisin, like a white grape raisin mixed with a prune, and then you get a nice butterscotch and a vanilla in there. Kind of thins out in the middle to a honey. And when I say thins, the density of that flavor thins out to a honey, not the actual flavor profile. Finishes with the more of those dark fruits, those sherries, like the actual flavor of sherry. Very, very sweet. Almost has a light syrupiness to it. Excellent. Very excellent whiskey. Big fan of this one. If you like sweet, this one's one to check out. Nose didn't change. Flavor didn't change. Just a very nice, gentle presentation of dense flavors forward. There's like several beats, just boom, 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 right away in the beginning. Then it picks into this nice honey and a little bit of that sherry on the finish, a little bit of oak even. And the finish actually dries out my tongue a little bit. Really, really good. I got no faults for this one. So if you're into finished whiskeys, sherry cask whiskeys, sweet whiskeys, definitely check out the Balvenie, the double oak. Not that expensive. What I say it was $58.09, something like that. $58.09 here locally. Depending on where you're at, you could probably find it even cheaper. If you do find it cheaper, definitely pick it up. If you don't have it on the store shelf around you, definitely one that is worth as an aperitif or after dinner, dessert kind of a whiskey. Just a nice, easy sipping, relaxing kind of whiskey. Treat it like the people in the movies and the TV shows, the rich people sipping on their cognac. Treat it like that, and it'll treat you just right. It is an excellent whiskey. So go ahead, drop down in the comments down below what you can find a bottle of the Balvenie Double Wood for the 12-year in your area, and any experiences you have with it. Love to hear what you have to say about it. I'm a big fan, as you can tell. If you haven't already, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, help out that algorithm, all that jazz. Check us out on bitchute.com if you haven't already. That's my preferred platform. And I release videos there on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so the video count is far ahead of, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably 2024, even though currently while I'm shooting this is the beginning of October 2022. And video releases come out much earlier and more quickly on BitChute. So go ahead and check them out there. I know I have audio quality problems throughout my videos. Sorry about that. Not an AV guy. Kind of just doing this for fun. Anybody has any tips or whatever, let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching. I highly encourage you to get this one for sure. As always, you guys have yourselves a great day. We'll catch you in the next video, and I think we'll probably dive into Bunnahabhain here. Even though it's an Isla, I don't believe this one is peated, so we'll go with that one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.